G'day Crustacean Nation, SirPrawnalot here with another video. Today we're going to be setting up this tank here in the back with all of this stuff on display here. This tank is going to be for Simba, my orange Betta, down here, and my blue Betta Doc Derpy. So we're going to be using this sugar white aquarium sand made by Pisces. I've got 2 bags of this, both 5 kilograms, which should be enough for my tank. My tank is 60 litres, it's 60 centimetres by 30 by 30, and so yeah, about 60 litres or about 17 gallons around about, which should be fine. I'm going to be using this air pump with this filter, and I already have divided the tank in half, as you can see. Which means that's also a bit of filtration if I have the water flowing through. So I think I'm going to put this sponge filter probably on that side and then have it aiming that way, and hopefully that will be enough flow. That sponge in there has pretty big holes, so I think the flow will be able to get through it, and the water and the temperature will move from side to side. So I'll most likely have the heater and the filter on this side and then have it flow through, and it should be fine. I've done this before with this tank and it works really well. The temperature has been the same on both sides, so it's fine. As for the Aquascape / hardscape, I'm going to be using Ceru stone mixed with a bit of driftwood and probably some Anubias. And I'll probably look into plants further down the track. This video is just going to be me setting it up, and I'll add the fish later on. I'm also using a 100 watt aquarium glass heater here. This is by BioPro. I've never used one of theirs before, but they were really cheap. They were like $5 each. So I ended up buying 4 of them. Worst comes to worst, they all break and they don't work. But at least I'll know before I put my fish in. So I'm keen to give it a try. And yeah, we're just using the Aqua One light, which came with this tank, but I've decided to put it on this tank. It's a bit whiter than my other lighting, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll see how it goes. I do remember having a lot of algae with this light, which is sort of a good sign that it, puts out a lot of light. As long as I add a bunch of plants in, it should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the sand and get started. So I'm just going to start with 1 bag on one side, and then I'll go ahead and grab the other bag. So just going to pour it in. I haven't washed it, as you can tell. That's because I'm not too fussed with the cloudiness. I'm going to have the tank cycling for a few days and probably add on a filter anyway. So it looks like a plenty of sand. I will be able to spread it throughout the tank as well. I can just lift the sponge up easily. There we go. That's a mound of sand if I've ever seen one. I'm just going to spread it out to the back, I think. And we'll see how much there is. There seems to be quite a bit. I'll spread it how I would normally have it in a tank. It looks really nice. It's quite a bright, stunning white. I've used white sand before, but I don't think it was this type. I'll have to check back, but it does look pretty nice. So it's going to get a bit in the sponge there, but as long as I shake it down, it should be okay. It's always so nice to sort of move it all around. Looks alright. You can't really see with the lighting there, but it's about maybe 2 inches deep at the front, deeper at the back, of course. It's not bad at all. So I got a little carried away with myself and decided to put my piece of driftwood in. This is a piece that I've used many times before, and I actually decided to cut a bit off the back of it. So this piece here and this piece here aren't actually attached to the wood anymore. But I think it works really well, like roots or something coming out of the floor there, and I really like the look of the log and how it goes up a bit more. I'm probably going to fiddle around with it some more and get a better angle and stuff like that, but that's sort of how this side is looking at the moment. And yeah, I'm gonna put some sand in here so the foam stops moving and stuff, and start aquascaping both sides. So I ended up getting very carried away and doing both of the scapes pretty much at the same time. I was sort of working on one, working on the other, working out what fit, what didn't, and this is what I sort of came up with. I really like how this looks with the driftwood. I cut off some more bits because it was sticking up too high because there was a bit of wood that went straight down, but I think it's looking pretty cool. I've used the rocks there a bit in the background. I think that makes it a bit cool. It makes it a bit more like, ooh, it's like rocks and wood instead of just wood. And this one here, I don't know how this is gonna go. I sort of put a really big rock underneath and buried it a bit, and then put a few other ones around and on top and to the sides, with this big open area here. Obviously it is sand, so it's a bit hard to grow, say like carpet plants and things like that. But I'm gonna have a go with probably just a Nubius and see if I can find maybe some Java fern and stuff like that, just to get along the edges and make it look nice. I'm not sure though how this one's going to look. It's a bit flat in my opinion, whereas this has got a bit more height to it. So comment down below which one you like. Have a vote, I guess. I'm still not sure which tank is going to have which better. I'm thinking this will have Simba because it's like a jungle and he's a lion, you know, Simba the lion. But then again, this could look a bit like Pride Rock. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up and then I'll catch you when that's done. So I just started filling it up. I've got my 2 tubs up here feeding water in here and in here. So I can just go ahead and turn it on again. So that one's going fully open now. And then this one as well. Also fully open. It's not getting really cloudy, which I'm happy with. Oh, that went up a bit. Gotta make sure it doesn't fling out and start putting water everywhere. It's not really cloudy, which is good. There are a bit of, you know, particles floating around and stuff. So once I get the filter on, it should be all good. I may even put a hang-on back filter with a bit of cotton in it to really clean out and make sure there's no particles. But it looks really cool. I always get really excited when I fill up a tank. You know, this is where it all starts. You got to start the cycle, and then when it's done, you can add the little fishies in. But yeah, it's looking really cool. I could even just stop it there and have like a paludarium going. I do have some plans for some kinds of paludariums, but this is not going to be one of them. Although, looking at it, if I stopped it there, that would look pretty cool with the log out and the rock out. But yeah, filling up nicely. Yeah, it still looks pretty cool underwater as well. My 2 tubs filled them up about halfway, or filled up the tank about halfway. So I'm going to go ahead and swap them out and get it going again. And it should be all good. The one problem with this tank is it has got a few scratches on it up close. So I just got to be careful, you know, when I'm filming and stuff, that I'm not just filming a scratch. But other than that, I'm really happy with this tank. I got it really cheap as well, so it's going pretty well. It's going to look good. I do think some Anubias or Java Fern or little things along the logs in here would look awesome. And maybe, I don't know, something along here, in here. If you got a plant that you could recommend, let me know. I wouldn't mind something kind of grassier maybe, but obviously it needs to be able to grow in sand. So here it is, all filled up. As you can see, it is a bit cloudy. It was bound to sort of happen. I was prepared for it either way. It's looking pretty nice. I've added in the filter, and I have sort of come to a realization that the air pump that I have bought, they are a bit less powerful than I had hoped. So I did aim it through here, but nothing was getting through. Obviously the sponge is great for sort of diffusing water flow and stuff like that, but I thought maybe this one would be alright. Probably just a bit too thick. But as you can see, this filter is going. I decided not to put a heater in here because I wasn't sure if I could lay it horizontally or not. There's no instructions, and on the box it only says vertical. So I didn't want to risk it because they were really cheap heaters and maybe there's something wrong with them. Not saying there is, I've never used them, but I just want to be a bit more precautious with those ones. My plans for the future for this tank, I think I'm going to get a canister filter for it. A few reasons why. 1, I've never had a canister filter. It'd be a great way to test it out. 2, I want to be able to put the flow, I'll put like the outlet, probably going through that one, into the sponge and out. So that would minimize a bit of the flow, but it would also make it so water is definitely going through here and circulating back around. And I'd have like the inlet would go through there, the outlet would take it out that side, whatever. I've got spots for it, like I could have it down here, I could have it on this level somewhere, like there are spots for a little canister filter, and it wouldn't need to be a big one. It's just obviously finding the right one and getting it. And there is another option. I could go without a heater in here and do 2 sponge filters, one on each side. I feel like that would be like way overboard. It'd be much like what I've done with this tank, which once again is way like overboard, like unnecessary stuff. But we'll see. I really don't like how the filter sort of just sits in there. This is the first time that I've really gone, I think I need a canister filter, because it does sort of just ruin the look. Not to say that this side is the greatest looking, but anything on this side I think would ruin it. I'm really happy and proud of this side, not so much that side. But we'll see how it goes. I think it will look fine with some more plants in there. It's not necessarily an aquascape, it's more of just a Betta tank. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of this. This is the divided tank. So we're going to have one Betta fish here, one Betta fish here. Probably put some shrimp in there, let them hang out as well. But we're going to see how it goes. If I put shrimp in here, it's going to have to be one colour. And maybe yellow cherry shrimp. The reason I want it as one colour is because the babies will be able to get through this. And I don't really want to be mixing shrimp. So if I get some yellows going, that'd be awesome. That'll have to do it for today's video. I'm going to find a smaller heater that I have. I'm fairly sure I've got a couple nano ones. If not, I'll just have to steal it from either Simba or Dr. Epi in the future and whack it in probably either up there or there. But if I get a canister filter, maybe I'll get an inline heater thing. We'll see how it goes. So that will do it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.